Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to The Walk. Today is Tuesday, October 15th, and yesterday we went through this entire riddle parable that the Lord told Ezekiel to deliver to the people. So today we're going to pick it apart. It may be a great review to watch yesterday's video and then move straight into today's video. So this brings us to Ezekiel chapter 17, verse 1, and it says, "The word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, propound a riddle and speak a parable to the house of Israel." Now, yesterday we looked at some of the other translations. In the King James Version, propound was replaced with put forth a riddle. And in the NIV version, it said, set forth an allegory and tell it to the Israelites as a parable. So it's not that he's doing two different things. They're kind of wrapped up in one. They're both a parable and a riddle. That brings us to verse 3. And we're going to really pick apart verse 3. We're going to do a pretty in-depth study here. So it says, "Say, thus says the Lord God, a great eagle with great wings and long pinions and rich plumage of many colors came to Lebanon and took the top of a cedar." Now there's a bunch of words in there, and I had 5 that really jumped out at me. Eagle, wings, pinions, plumage, and cedar. So I went all the way back to the Hebrew and looked at what those things mean. Well, when I got to the pictograph, the lexicon, it was it came together with an amazing message that I wouldn't have found on my own. Well, first of all, the wings represent a mother bird putting her wings out over her young in a protective manner. Then the pinions. The pictograph here is a tent, but it also represents the family which resides inside the tent. And then it's one of the other letters was a head. Combined, it means the family of heads. So the plant family of grains such as wheat and barley have a cluster of seeds at the top of the stalk called heads. These grains were used for food for both man and livestock. Now, the pinions are the outer feathers which enable flight. Okay, so putting this together so far, we have the wings that protect the young, the people that you're nurturing. You've got the heads of the stalks that provide the food. Remember, Jesus said, "I am the bread of life." And then we've got the pinions also are the feathers that enable us to fly. And when we fly, we soar. We're growing, we're thriving. Okay, then we get to the plumage. The plumage is sparkling colors that are similar to the colors that come when metal is struck. So think of 2 swords coming together. And then you've got those radiant colors that are coming when the sparks fly and the 2 swords come together. It's also like the petals of a flower. So we've got this beautiful color, but it comes from the metal clashing. And then we've got the cedar. The bark of a cedar tree is pulled off in long strips and can be woven into cords. So now when you put several strings together and you weave them together, no longer do you have a weak string. Now you've got a very strong rope, something that ties and binds things together. So we have the wings that protect, the tent that gives shelter, these incredible colors, and the cedar can be woven into the cords of a rope. So when we put that together, part of God's care for us is his correction and his judgment. He's still caring for the people in allowing King Nebuchadnezzar to come in and pull these people out of their homeland and put them into exile. We got to remember the prostitute from last week. At the end, God said, my care is still here. It's not gone just because Nebuchadnezzar came in and exiled them. That's God allowing Nebuchadnezzar to do that is part of the judgment. And it's a beautiful picture of God caring for us. Now, There are times when God disciplines us. There are times when God corrects us, and we don't like it. Just because we don't like it doesn't mean he's not caring for you. We need to be thankful for the fact that God does care enough to correct us. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and keep walking the walk.